I felt the room freeze before I did. Grandma's voice was warm, proud, oblivious. Mine went cold. "I never got any money," I said. Silence cracked across the table. Forks hovered mid-air. Chairs stopped shifting. My parents didn't blink, didn't breathe. And that was the moment I knew the truth was uglier than anything I'd imagined. But this isn't where the betrayal began. This is where it ended. Because by then, my revenge was already in motion. I used to believe my parents were strict because they cared. That was the story they fed me. Discipline builds character, hardship builds resilience, money was tight. And I accepted it. All the missed school trips, all the excuses about bills and responsibility, all the sideways glances when I asked for even the smallest thing. I didn't resent them, I just tried harder, worked more, stayed quiet. But somewhere along the way, quiet became survival. The first crack showed up in my sophomore year of college. A financial aid officer pulled me aside after class. She whispered like she was delivering bad news. "Your grandmother increased her direct support again. Very generous." I nodded, pretending to understand. I had no idea what she was talking about. Later that night, I checked my account. Nothing. No deposits, no unexplained transfers, just my usual balance, calculated to the dollar. That was the first lie. The second lie came months later in the form of an overheard conversation between my parents at 2 a.m. I wasn't supposed to hear the words stipend, college fund, just tell them things are expensive, but I did. And that was the moment the ground shifted under me. I didn't confront them, not yet. I learned to listen instead. I began tracking things, timelines, dates, inconsistencies. The amounts Grandma hinted at during calls. The sudden home renovations my parents excused as discount work. The vacations they took thanks to points. I kept a journal of every piece of evidence. Not emotional notes, strategic ones. Because you don't confront liars, you expose them. I contacted Grandma directly, carefully, casually. I asked about her life, her garden, her health. Then I slipped in a question about finances, wrapped in the veneer of concern. She told me everything. Every month, she sent my parents $1,500 for me. Every birthday, an extra $1,000 for books. Every holiday, another $2,000 just in case. And my parents never said a word. I felt the betrayal settle in my bloodstream like ice. But I didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't let anything slip. Anger wants to explode. Vengeance requires patience. So I planned. I met with Grandma the next week. I told her, gently, that I wanted to manage my own finances as an adult. She agreed, happily. She had no idea what she'd just triggered. Then I gathered documents, bank statements, emails, texts. I compiled everything into a folder titled, "For When the Time Comes," and I waited for the perfect moment. My graduation dinner. A celebration they wanted, a stage they built for themselves. They invited family, friends, neighbors, anyone who would clap for their performance as the supportive parents who sacrificed everything. I let them have their applause, until Grandma gifted me the final cue. "I'm glad the $1,500 I send you each month is helping." I set my napkin down slowly, deliberately. I never got any money. Eyes shifted toward my parents like a slow-moving spotlight. They stiffened. My mother's smile collapsed first. My father looked at me with a warning, the same look I grew up obeying. Not tonight. Grandma's fork clattered against her plate. "What do you mean you never got it?" I pulled out the folder. One by one, I slid the pages across the table. Statements, records, dates, all of it. The room went silent except for the sound of my parents unraveling. My mother whispered, "We were going to tell you." "You had 18 years to tell me," I replied. My father reached for the papers as if grabbing them would reverse time. I leaned back and let the weight of their lies crush the air between us. Grandma didn't yell. She didn't shake. She just looked at them the way a judge looks at defendants who've already confessed. "I trusted you," she said. And there was nothing theatrical about it. It was simply the sound of a bond dying. My parents tried to salvage the moment. They apologized, explained, blamed circumstances, blamed each other, even blamed me for not understanding. I didn't say another word. I didn't need to. The truth did the talking. In the weeks after, Grandma redirected every payment to me. She also demanded my parents repay what they took. They refused. She cut them off entirely. And me? I walked away quietly, finally free of the people who pretended to raise me while pocketing my future. People call it revenge, but I don't see it that way. I didn't destroy them. I just stopped protecting their story.